But guys, today is something a little different. As you can see the layout, and there's a guest here, and it's a little bit strange. But a lot of people always ask this, and I guess you could say Mr. Innocent here as well talked about this idea to do this type of video. And actually, I always had this idea to do it, but I'm like, F it, why not? Let's go ahead and do it. So, who is Senpapi Rick? And the interviewer is going to be my good friend Innocent. So you guys can learn a lot about me,
aka Rick's bodyguard.
Yes,
I'm gonna be conducting today's interview with Rick. So as you guys know, me and Rick, we also do another show together, and me and Rick are basically at the hip. We talk every single day. So it's been amazing 2 years that I've known Rick. I met his family, met his other friends. So I kind of have a pretty good idea of who Rick is. And I think I'm going to give you guys an idea into the person that I know, that I consider my brother, Mr. Senpapi Rick. So my first question to you is, where were you born? Where were you raised?
okay. So if I see this in security questions and I see any interactions on my emails, just know that this is Innocent's fault. But I was raised in the city of Newark, New Jersey, and lived there until I was 23. I'm 24 now, and I moved to a different city. But I still got a piece of that hood inside of me, and always going to be a part of me. You can't leave the hood. I mean, you can physically leave the hood, but the hood don't leave you.
Exactly.
You catch my drift.
So, do you have any siblings?
I have a total of 3 siblings. I kind of say 8-ish because my mom dated when I was in middle school, and I got close with the guy that she was with. She was with him for a good 5 years, and he also had like about 4 to 5 kids. I think one of them wasn't his blood, but he kind of treated him as blood. So I kind of grew up to calling him brother as well. And ironically, he's the first person to introduce me to this. The story that I tell a lot, it was because of him. So I have 3 blood siblings.
Okay.
But I have I guess you could say a total of 9 people who I call brothers that I grew up with, or brothers and sisters.
Growing up, how was school for you? Because you do have people of all ages that watch your content, and sometimes people aren't really feeling school. And I tell people all the time, you really regret after you graduate high school. That's when you start regretting not taking it more serious. So how was your experience, growing up as far as school, and when it comes to just taking care of your homework? So
the biggest regret I have from just in school in general was not taking nap time serious. I wish I took nap time serious in first and kindergarten, because that wasn't a thing in high school. But growing up with schooling was kind of like yin yang. At very first, from essentially, I would say more towards 3rd to 7th, my life was kind of like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. My life kind of turned upside down. I was severely bullied. I wasn't the cool kid. People didn't like me. I was teased, and obviously having a gap, people tease you for everything. And that getting bullied for years kind of made me learn how to roast people back. And at the 7th grade, I just got fed up with it and just started like standing my ground. And that's what I was trying to say. It was a yin yang. That's when I kind of changed dynamics. And especially approaching high school, you don't want to go to high school as quote unquote the loser, because you hear stories of people that, for example, old students will come back to visit your teachers, and they will say high school is this, high school is that, and kind of put a little bit of fear if you're one of the dorks. And because I grew up a dork, but first half of school was horrible, second half was phenomenal. I still have a lot of friends to this day that I hang out with, talk with, play games with. There's some of them are actually on my channel here and there. Day by Daily, my boy AJ. You have one of my mods in Discord, which is my boy Brandon. So I still have a lot of my friends that I met through all those years of school that are a part of my thing today. But it's mixed. A lot of great and a lot of bad.
You spoke about your friendships and gaming. Talk about your first experience, you know, playing any system, Sega, Nintendo, Mike Tyson Punch Out.
Listen, I have an excuse for not playing Punch Out. Okay, I'm born in '97. I'm not the oldest of the bunch, and you know we're not the same decade of
I know.
being born.
I'll give you a pass there, even though my 15-year-old son figured out how to figure it out, how to play it in 2 minutes. Okay.
Did he play it on keyboard or did he play it on the actual Switch?
On keyboard.
I can't say shit then. Never mind. Anyways, but gaming. I guess got introduced into gaming when I was about 4 years old. My sister started kindergarten. I was home alone. Not home alone. I was home with my mom. This is before she actually started working. And my mom didn't want to deal with me. I was a pain in the ass child. I was hyper, have ADHD, which made me not focus and just made me into a wild beast child, like fucking Donnie from Wild Thornberries. So my dad went to Costco and bought me and my sister a Game Boy Advance SP and a PlayStation 1. And the two games he bought for the PlayStation 1 was Toy Story Racing and Metal Gear Solid. And they're complete polar opposites of one another. You have Toy Story Racing, which is for itty bitty children like me, a 4-year-old. And you have Metal Gear, which you're plotting against terrorists and trying to stop them by killing them dead. Yeah, that's the perfect game for a 4-year-old. But I played it, and that's how the whole Avatar got born and all that kind of stuff.
Speaking on how much Metal Gear influenced your life as far as when it came to gaming, that's your favorite game of all time. You pretty much have I think you have every single Metal Gear except for 2, correct?
No, I have every single Metal Gear game to exist. The only one I do not have is an iPod Touch with Metal Gear Solid 4 on it. Because there was a Metal Gear Solid 4 Touch game that was exclusive for Apple that you could buy, but I didn't. When I had the iPod Touch, I was 11, and I didn't have a credit card to put the details in to buy the game. But every other thing in the world of Metal Gear, like I'll show my collection, I guess, right in my hand. Like, back up a little bit because it's a kind of big image, but this is basically what I have, and it's my game. It's my favorite game. My next series I want to do that to is Resident Evil.
So speaking on, you pretty much know everything about the writer of Metal Gear.
Yeah, Kojima, essentially. Yes, yeah. I know the projects he worked on and things that he's doing now and plans that he had before getting fired by Konami.
See, over here in America, we call it Konami. Over here in America, we call it Konami. Somebody over here knows proper Japanese, but I'm gonna leave that alone. So,
Lord Beerus?
Oh shit. Speaking on just what we spoke on, just as far as the Japanese language, one thing that I like about you a lot is that you love Japanese culture. That's one thing that you really love, and you really go hard about is just Japan, and you research on Japan. So just talk about your love for Japan for a little bit, so you can let people know about the senpai and stuff like that.
Okay, yes, awesome question. So like I said, growing up with ADHD, your focus tends to not latch onto things. You get easily distracted, but sometimes with people with ADHD, whenever they manage to find a passion, that's when it's just complete tunnel vision. Like you are just set into that lane no matter what. And growing up, obviously Metal Gear is a Japanese company with Konami and Kojima being a producer of it. You have games like Resident Evil, Capcom. Some aspects of Capcom is Japanese-esque. You have essentially a lot of things. Kingdom Hearts, Square Enix. A lot of the projects are Japanese. And growing up with Dragon Ball, growing up with anime, growing up with Death Note, growing up with Pokemon. I just fell in love with the whole aspect of Japan. Even though my background is Puerto Rican and Cuban, and I'm just we're kind of polar opposites of Japan. I'm part of a Caribbean island, but I'm fascinated with Japan. I just love the properness, and I love just how amazing Japanese people are. That society is so different, but very productive and highly respectful. And when I decided to do YouTube and just thinking of names and just looking at the collections I have here, I'm going to switch cameras for 3 seconds so you can see this more clearly. But if you see this collection right here, that's all Pokemon stuff. And if you watch animes and you watch like slice of life type of animes, you will hear the word senpai a lot. Senpai is essentially a underclassman that looks up to basically an upperclassman. If they're a freshman and the person's a sophomore, then if their name is Kiritu Senpai. It's just how Japan is. And essentially with me being majority older than of most of my audience, and me going on Discord is actually proven a lot of people are in their young 20s or in their late teenage years. So I'm old-ish. I'm about to turn 25. I always wanted to inspire people to become content creators or see my story and learn from it and not do my mistakes or redo my mistakes. So I want to add a little senpai into it, but with my little Latin spice to it because I'm Puerto Rican and Cuban. So I decided to put Senpapi, and then boom, Senpapi was born.
When you first told people that you'll be going by Senpapi, what did they think?
I think it's just something that along the lines with a name. Obviously, the first few times, what you would get the comments, what made you think of that name, and then it was just easily accepted afterwards. With the explanation I just said I'm a person that's a little bit older than the typical, I guess, viewers now of the whole YouTube gaming. Always wanted to be an inspiration. Always want to tell people my story, my life story. And a few first weeks was why Senpapi? What does Senpapi means? And then it was just accepted afterwards.
One thing I wanted to get into was your relationship as far as with your parents. Knowing both your parents, I know they hold a big part in your life, and you're basically your father's twin and your mother's baby. So
fun fact, guys, me and my dad
if Rick didn't have the beard, if Rick did not have the beard, you will understand.
Listen, if I see any comments that I look like my father, you guys are banned from my chat. But this is how my dad looks like. This is me looking straight at you guys, and this is my dad. So if you guys say that I look like him, then you guys are banned. But the funny part is, me and my dad's humor is almost identical, while mine is a little bit more darker. Essentially, he taught me the dark arts, and I went past it. So I surpassed. So he was my sorcerer supreme, and then I just Doctor Strange that ass and just went further in the hole. And yeah, so we have the same similar humor. And whenever people say we look like each other, my dad's like, I'm just gonna play in traffic, or I'm gonna go on oncoming traffic at highway nearby our house, or my dad lives around a condo area, and then there'll be other people around saying, oh, you and your son look alike. My dad would like, I know where her unit is. I'm gonna go in her unit at night and just make her go bye forever for disrespecting me like that. So that's just a little piece of information of why you see me one like that. But my relationship with my parents are good. Yeah.
One thing I think that makes you such an amazing human being also is you have 2 younger brothers, and one of your brothers suffers from autism.
Yep.
You're so loving towards them, and I just want you to speak on people who, just speak to people about the disease. Also, let them know. And some people in the chat might actually, or that are watching this, might have a sibling that has autism, or they might have some type of autism themselves. So if you want to speak on that.
So a little background on that: my parents split when I was 7 years old. About 4 years after my parents split and divorce was actually finalized, after the 4 years, my dad remarried, and my stepmother, she's a phenomenal human being. Even to this day, it may sound no different than most people, but my mom and my stepmoms are best friends. There's times where my stepmom will take a vacation to Florida and they'll fly. And there's time periods my mom didn't have a car. She would go to my mom, "Hey, I'm going to Florida. I'm gonna be leaving this car at the airport. Here's a spare key. Can you drive us to the airport and take the car for you to just drive around, do shopping, whatever?" So they have a phenomenal relationship. Just want to give a little backstory. But after my dad remarried, my dad had 2 more kids with my stepmom. The first one is the oldest. He just turned 13 not too long ago, and he was born with autism. My stepmom never had children herself. She didn't know any signs. She's in her 50s now. She was pregnant when I think she was either 38 or 37. So she didn't know how it felt to be pregnant. But when she was pregnant without knowing, she was drinking. And I think that kind of led up to the situation of what happened to my brother to unfortunately get autism. And then a year later, then I had my other baby brother, came out with, I guess, like a liquid in his ear, but again, fine. But growing up with the oldest baby brother, it was definitely patience. That's something you definitely need. Let it be with a sibling, let it be with anybody out there who's having a kid. Always prepare to have patience. My brother doesn't do the things he does purposely. It's just overwhelming. Sometimes you get like these emotions that's overwhelming. So if you get anger, a kid with autism is anger times 10. If you get emotional or sad, a kid with autism is sadness times 10. If a kid is happy, a kid with autism is happiness times 10. So there's no way for them to control it because their brain is literally processing way faster than ours. They're geniuses in these small bodies. Unfortunately, like I said, as they grow older with age, their mentality stays at a certain point. It's like I said, you just need to have that patient factor. And me growing up as a kid, there was times where I didn't have that patience, and I didn't do anything I regretted, whatever. But I used to get annoyed, and I didn't want to be around my brother because it was just like, it was quote unquote annoying me. But as you grow older, you realize it wasn't his fault. It's patience is the biggest thing. Understanding, listening to keywords, listening to key things, and just try to stimulate them to force down. Because if they're angry times 10. And you just gotta break down why they're angry. It could be the most random things in the world. It could be set on TV and a character they don't like just pops on. You gotta understand, okay, for some reason he got beef with fucking Yo Gabba Gabba. You gotta change the TV. You gotta change the channel. Or he hears Wow Wow Wubsy and he got beef with Wow Wow Wubsy for some reason. There's nothing you can do about it. You just gotta change the channel. And it's a process, and you gotta learn their buttons. And they're gonna have 1,000 times more buttons than people who were born without these mental illnesses.
You're just saying that you have to have patience. It feels like a show, and communication is very, very hard when you're dealing with a child with autism. You know, speaking to them, finding out the trigger words, finding out what words helps to calm them down. You know, going through that and, you know, realizing that I have to be very delicate with my words. And I have to be very, very slow, very patient. You know, over time, what was like even now, him as 13, when you do see him, how's it go?
Like, even though you see a physical 13-year-old child, you do have to talk in between sometimes. You gotta talk to him either like how like he's a 3-year-old, and then sometimes talk to him like he's a 30-year-old. Because autistic kids are gifted. They're very smart. They retain a lot of information and they understand information. But when it comes to talking to them emotional wise, you gotta bring it down to an infant to toddler level. But when it comes to informational wise, or telling them why this is bad and why this is good, and why not to say this, then you approach them like quote unquote adults. But when they're in their teenage years, it's a mixture. You just gotta learn how to flip the switch when it comes to certain aspects. Dealing with kids with autism is how it is talking to a person who is 4 to 6 years old. Kids will say shit without no filter. They will say it. They'll tell you, "Oh, you ugly, you ugly." If they want to tell you something, kids will have no filter on it. And unfortunately, kids with autism, depending on what spectrum they're on, they will have no filter. They will probably say something about a waiter. They'll probably say something about this person, or they'll probably they'll probably say something. Oh, that person's skin color is darker than mine. Obviously, they don't mean it in a derogatory way. They're just whatever they're thinking. Sometimes their brain doesn't know how to not say out loud. So sometimes going in public could be not say scary, but more you got to keep an eye on him to make sure he doesn't say certain things in public.
Exactly. We spoke about your family. Your Uncle Alex is a big influence on your life. Speak about your relationship with your Uncle Alex, what you learned from him also.
For those who don't know, the hat that me and Innocent is wearing and the logo you see behind Innocent, the creator of that essentially name and brand was my uncle. He is a hustler.
110%.
He is a 1000% hustler. He doesn't know when to stop. And you know, it's just kind of where I kind of get parts of my inspiration from, because he has like 3 jobs. He has his own kids. He has 2 twins. He's married to my aunt. They both manage 2 homes. They have their own 1 family home, and then my aunt bought a 3 family home when she was 18. So even she is a hustler as well. She has a whole bunch of degrees in school. She has 2 good jobs, 1 for the state. So it's like just seeing him, especially with my aunt being a tag team duo of just being phenomenal, just hustlers, and basically earning everything they say they want to do, gives me the inspiration of what I'm doing now. You have this channel we have here where, for those who have seen the episode when we sat down with Spoon.
Soup.
I'm hungry.
No, don't believe that. He's thinking about spoon. That's what he's thinking about.
Spooning soup. Okay, anyways, as you saw the episode, we sat down with Soup, and we also sat down with a lot of other people in that channel as well. It's just seeing how he is. He's not like satisfied with just one thing, and I don't want to go that kind of route, but I don't want to stay content.
Exactly.
On one content. And yes, gaming has been a prominent thing on this channel, but if you guys have noticed recently, 3 videos going up on this channel a week. 1 of them is gaming, 2 of them are other stuff. I'm slowly transitioning out from gaming. I'm still gonna do gaming. I still have thousands of gigabytes of gaming content. It's still gonna be uploaded and it's still gonna be recorded, but throughout the years of my YouTube career, let it be a few weeks to a few years, a few weeks, for a few months to a few years, it might change up a little bit and be more on podcasting, or it might be more on reviewing. It might be more on reactions. And I just got inspired from my uncle just being such a always constant hustler, and I want to apply that to this platform. And hopefully you guys will help me with that transition and let me know what you guys want.
So speaking of, transitions and hustle, and so I just want to say one thing, guys. So me and Rick pretty much talk every night. We talk every day. Me and Rick talk every day. I see a lot of this stuff come out before you guys see it. Rick will be showing me the editing, and sometimes I'll give Rick ideas and help him out a little bit. And the process that he does, it's his uncle, it's his dad, it's everybody in his life in one way or another. It's like a big ball. It's like a big ball, and like Rick is in the middle. And all those people really come together to kind of make this person that we know, that you guys know of as Senpapi Rick.
Yeah,
but there is one person that is, to me, that's my dog. That's my homie. She is the backbone of Senpapi Rick. And it wouldn't be fair for me to shout everybody else out and not give her her due. Because so this is how the tier goes. This is how the tier goes. His lovely wife, his mom, me, then his dad. They're not supposed to place. All right, that's right. I'm kicking people off the goddamn mountain. I'm kicking people off the mountain. But so, if you just want to speak about Kaylin for a little bit, you know, I know her. She's so sweet. One thing you guys don't get, like, so Rick doesn't really record a lot of the sessions that we have when we do play Death by Daylight when it's the three of us. So you don't see the chemistry that these two have together. And I kind of wish that they would make their own gaming channel, because like they're like yin and yang, man. It's like they bounce off each other so well, and you can see why their relationship works so well. So Rick, speak about this with this wonderful person.
I have a picture right here. I keep it behind my phone case. There you go. You can see it in the middle on the camera.
I'm sprung. Let me.
So I met my wife when it was 5th grade, towards the end of the school year, because
legally after 7 years you're actually married, so she's technically your wife anyway. So she's been your wife for a few years now.
All right, there you go. We had the same teachers, but flipped, because how the middle school I had worked was every year you get 2 teachers. One teacher is the math teacher, and the other teacher is the literature. And throughout the day, you switch. So half of the day you're with the math teacher, other half you're with the literature teacher. So I had the literature while she had my math. So we'll see each other, just crossing paths. But unfortunately, the kids that were in my class for the literature, they were like severely bullying me. So towards the end of the year of around the April time, that's when my 2 teachers talked and say, listen, I'm just gonna put Rick in your class and just keep him away from these guys, because these guys are just jerks. And I switched class, went to the class with Kaylin, and as well as my friend Brandon. So that's when the triple threat happened. So I got cool with my friend Brandon. We formed a little posse between me and him. Then we graduated. Not graduated, but I graduated 5th grade. 6th grade came, and we just took as a unit again. I had the fortunality to have Brandon and Kaylin as in my class for 6th grade. Kaylin hated me.
Oh man.
She did not like me. I was an annoying fucking kid. I was annoying. Badly annoying. I would have punched myself in the throat if I were to see an infant version of myself. What was it? I said a joke to her, got her mad, and then I think I ripped her paper, and she literally kicked me in the ass. That was I think that was our first interaction. And then weeks after that incident of her literally kicking my ass, I was really good at math. So whenever she needed advice with math, she would go like, Rick, do you know the answer for number 3? And I was like, this is the formula. This is how I do it. This is how I show my work. This is how I got to the answer. She's like, oh, thank you. I'm like, you're welcome. And I'm like, got a crush on her. And then that's how it was. We went from enemies to
always be one person that will always have your heart.
So we started off as enemies, then frenemies, and then we graduated 6th grade. And again, I got lucky again. 7th grade, I got Brandon and I got Kaylin in my class. And that's when I kind of got a little bit more mature. My growth spurt actually started happening. I was way shorter than Kaylin, by the way. Way shorter. I was up to her, below her shoulders. And
little Ricky.
Exactly. And I was a little bit more nicer to her, and I was more helping her with her math and talking with her, chit-chatting with her, joking with her, and making her laugh, and became my friend, and we got close. And every project, she always picked me for projects, so we just became the best of friends. And then unfortunately, 8th grade, we actually had different actually different teachers entirely. Like even our switching teachers were different, but we still were good friends after school. The school I went to had a McDonald's next door, so I would take her on dates and go to McDonald's, give her the dollar menu stuff.
Poppy shampoo.
Yup. So I would get her like dollar menu stuff, and I remember it was her birthday's in June. I remember she said that one thing that she loved was this spray in Hollister. And my simp ass went to the mall, to Newport Mall, begged my dad to take me, and I bought her it was a sale, buy one get one free. So I got her two of her favorite sprays and gave it to her for her birthday. And then we graduated middle school, and then we had that little bridge between middle to high school, that little summer vacation. We just started chit-chatting through Yahoo Messenger. This is how old I sound. Fucking old.
What was your Yahoo Messenger name, Rick? That's the question.
Macho Power.
I knew it was something extra Puerto Rican. I knew it was something extra Puerto Rican.
So I hit her up. That's how we were talking. I was pulling all the girls with this bad boy right here.
Yep.
So but I upgraded to a Virgin Mobile, and it was like a slide, and I used to text her on my thing. You had to hit the buttons like 5 times to text messages, and just like that. No, and so yeah, we were just texting all summer, and then it was like mid-July, and she just hit me with, I've been thinking a lot and stuff like that, and we're going to high school, but because I know I'm not gonna find another person like you in high school, and I don't want to forget you. And I told her the same thing. I'm like, doesn't matter. I'm not gonna forget you either. I'll try my best to walk to your school. We're going to different high schools, and I'll try my best or whatever. And we said I love you to each other for the first time, and boom, that was our first day.
I love you. Yeah. Oh, it's okay. All right.
So I was 13, and she I was 13. She just turned 14. So 2011 is when I think she said I love you first, and then I said it back, because I always joked around and say I love you because I had a crush on her. So I already said it for years, but it was her first time saying it mid-July. And
what was your reaction? That's what I want to know. What'd you do? What was your reaction in your room? I know you're in your room. What was your reaction when she told you that?
I'm sprung. Have to get me.
So, guys, it's an inside joke that me and Rick had. Rick is probably, he's moved up the list. Like, me and Rick are brothers. Like, we're best friends, brothers. Rick knows everything about me. I know everything about Rick. So we'll say little things, little jokes, little inside jokes. So that was kind of an inside joke right there.
But I was the happiest person on earth, and it was surreal. And then went to high school, and we text each other every single day. We upgraded phones. Little smartphones became a thing, and we went from instant messenger from Yahoo to actual text messages. And then throughout high school, like if anybody from my high school knew, I always talked about her, and I was faithful. I had encounters where females were interested in me, but I said to the left, everything to the left, box to the left.
Rick, all I gotta say is this. So you're a better man than me. I was very wild when I was your age. We're not gonna talk about that now.
Yeah, we'll say that for part 2.
For part 2 on my interview, I will give one story that razor. I had one of those, and let's just say my son's mother broke it in 2 because I was doing stuff I wasn't supposed to be doing. So we'll leave that there. Proceed, Rick.
Went to high school. We kept on, chit chatting, talking, and just got more closer. And her mother was very strict. Her mother didn't know about us dating, so we would try to find ways to hang out with each other without her mom knowing. Her mom's like, "You better have no damn boyfriend." She's a tough mom. She essentially was Kaylin's father figure growing up because she didn't grow up with her father. So her mom was both her parents, and she definitely has the anger and the intimidation as both. So when I met her, she was all nice with me because I asked Kaylin to go to prom with me in 8th grade. And again, her mom just saying it was a friendship type of thing and this and that. I think we finally told her junior year. I think we were like 3 years deep. So we have fun. We talked. We had nights where we're on the phone for 5, 6, 7 hours. We'll talk for 3 hours a day. Whenever she has homework for math, I'll still call her and help her with it. And I got her into an honors class, and she regretted it because I aced my NJ Ask. For anybody from New Jersey who was like in my age bracket, NJ Ask, the state test, and I passed the math section with I passed the math section with flying colors. I got myself honors. So Kaylin kind of like copied my work. I allowed her to copy because our last names were like it was going by last names and by rows, and we were like a row of 10. And ironically, with her last name being with D and mine's being with an R, we managed to actually go hand in hand next to each other. So she copied my work and she paid the price by getting to honors and failing it. But I had to help her, so I had to do extra homework. So she didn't fail it. I think she passed the class with like a C plus, but I had to do her work for her. So I gained double the knowledge of math. 11 years later, we're about to hit 11 years in July. We're still a thing. First kiss and everything.
So talk about your engagement. The day before you proposed, did you have butterflies? Talk about that experience.
So just like how my life is and her life is, our life is a mess. And originally my plan, because unfortunately COVID happened, but my plan was to take her to Italy. I had the money for Italy because the content creation. I had the money to go to Italy, and she always dreamed about going to Italy. I always dreamed about going to Italy, and I wanted to propose there. But then they got hit the hardest, and I had the ring for a few months, and it's like, I just want to get out the way. What would be the best day to do it? And I just thought, I guess New Year's. And like I said, me and her lives are complete messes. So I remember my idea was, okay, I were in my aunt's dining room. I'll go to the living room, set up a camera, then have it record, have it hidden, whatever. As it counts down, then at 0, just get behind her and then kneel down. But then Alex fucked it up because it was doing a countdown. It was at 7, and he changed the channel. And he was trying to go back because we got what news site it was on, but he's like trying to change it back, and then it delayed. So when we actually went back on it, it was all you hear is year, happy new year. So it already happened. So we're all just standing in a circle, and Alex rewinded for 2 seconds, and then 3, 2, 1, and then that's when I got my knee and proposed.
Nice.
But exactly, our lives is a mess, so I think it was perfect. So I think that was the way God intended it, and it was obviously I was panicking when he changed the channel. I'm like,
you're going into adulthood. You're engaged. Speak about your goals for the next 5 years. What do you want to do with yourself? Where do you see yourself being? Do you still see yourself YouTubing? Do you see yourself doing other things? And I know some of your goals, so do you want to explain to the people, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
For those who don't know, I have a new channel that I just made that is a branch from this, and you're gonna see a lot of this guy here, and it's called Embers on the Rock. 6 months into this channel that we're all part of, I always wanted to venture off and talk about things like coffee, because Cubans and coffee go hand in hand. And especially with the topic of this, coffee and this goes hand in hand when you're Cuban. And essentially, I always wanted to get into the knowledge of how coffee is made. I always want to get to the knowledge of how, like liquors are made. Restaurant aspects. I'm a eater. I'm definitely a big eater. The music artists and DJs. There's so many things we can explore that relates to this topic. And if for those who don't know about this channel, go watch it. Like me and Innocent, we sat down with a lot of amazing people, presidents,
A lot of amazing people.
music artists, people who are content creators in this world. And I know there's a world outside of this as well. And I don't want to make something as a complete 180. I always want to bring it back to home. And that is why Embers on the Rock is the name of that channel, because with Sticks and Fire, if you have a stick that's still burning like in a fire pit, like the little image behind Innocent, the sticks in the bottom are technically embers. So that's still, like I said, it's still the root of what I always want to do. This always comes back to this. And I always want to get into real estate as well. Next 5 years, maybe get myself a real estate license. Next 5 years, explore outside of Jersey with what I want to do with Embers in the Rock. Next 5 years, talk with more people that we already spoken with this topic on hand. Like I said, expand the Six of Fire brand, expand Embers as a brand of Six of Fire. Have my life a little bit more simplified with maybe an assistant or having an editor here and there. And traveling, I want to travel. I haven't traveled in 2 years, other than me going to Chicago and Boston. That's within the States. When I finally got into adulthood and I was a manager at Walmart, when I was making decent money, we went to Puerto Rico, we went to Canada, we went to Cancun. We had all these trips, ideas in mind, but we never did it. Well, we never went past it because of COVID. So I think the next 5 years is to make up the time periods that we lost because of COVID.
So my other question to you, when it comes to your 5-year plan, who do you look up to as far as people? I know you love the Goons. I know you love Bad Bunny, you love The Weeknd. But as far as business people and business minds, who do you look up to?
I would say it's a combination of a few people. I look up to Alex because of his hustler mindset. I look up to my dad and my grandfather because my family legacy is known for being hard workers, busting ass, never be quote unquote content with one thing, and move on to something that's bigger, and keep on going from bigger and bigger and bigger, and then just settle at when you're finally content. So, like my grandfather, he went from being the grunt worker to an operational manager to the owner of the factory, to then repeating that process 4 different occasions and owning 4 factories. On top of doing that, he was a fisherman. He was a sailor. So not only was he owner of 4 plants, but he was a fisherman. He would go to sea once a week and basically bring back home thousands of dollars worth of fish and sell it to the markets. That was his hustler mentality when he was a kid. And then my dad, he worked everywhere. My dad's resume is the whole scroll: DJing, bartending, restaurateur, retail worker, retail manager, contractor. It's just, his list goes on, and it's just like, that's not, when it comes to my worker mindset, I get it from my family. But when it comes to like people who are more newer to my life, I will say people like the Goons, because sitting down with Matt in Boston, just talking a little bit, and I'm looking forward to talk with him more soon, because he actually agreed to come on the show, so I'm excited for that. Soup, actually sitting down with him, talking with him, messaging him for the past year that I've done through Twitter and Discord. Just listening and seeing how they did it. They had a dream, which Matt was with cars, Soup with music, but they established their YouTube channel with gaming and then pursued their dreams. I think that's what I want to do. Like, my dream is to talk with these people. I want to talk with tobacconists. I want to talk with entrepreneurs. I want to talk with coffee makers, coffee shop owners, restaurant owners, bar owners, just meeting like-minded people, because this community is very strong with that. So you have our main man Sanj, which
Shout
is a big influence.
Yes, shout out to Sanj.
Keep his little box behind me because he's the man.
Sanj, give me one of your favorite memories from your childhood, or it can be from adulthood, but just give me one of your favorite memories. You know, that's something that will always make you smile.
I have a lot. I'm trying to think.
You know what? I got one for you. If you guys watch our channel, then you'll know a lot more about Rick's grandfather. But one story you tell is, you know, you're big into music, and you get that from your grandfather. So do you want to give a story about your grandfather and what he used to do when it came to music?
Yeah, 100%. So my grandfather on my dad's side. So the great thing about my family on both my mom and my dad's is that our family married each other. Even though, like I said, my mom's cousins, there's her cousins, my dad's cousins, his cousins, my mom's aunts and uncles, her aunts and uncles, and my dad's aunt and uncles are his aunt and uncles. But when my parents got together, both families saw each other as blood. And that was one thing that I always loved to death. My grandfather and my dad's side would always host parties, and majority of the family members used to come by for my dad's father's parties will be my mom's side of the family. And they always intermingled, they always interacted, they always have fun. Dominoes, music, salsa, merengue, bachata, just having parties literally every single weekend from Friday night to Sunday morning. That was my childhood. And essentially my aunt, her name is Hina, she passed away about 10 years ago. But my aunt Hina and my grandfather were the bestest of friends in the whole world. What I remember was my grandfather would call my grandma and was like, obviously in Spanish, just say, Yoli, in about 10 minutes, I want you to play this song, this salsa song. And my grandma's like, you know what? I got you. I'll give you a call when it's about to be played. Okay. Well, the parties used to be in the basement. He had a little bar area, had a little open space, a one family size room. And the salsa song be coming up. Grandma calls my grandfather. Ange, I'm about to play it right now. You come down. If you don't know what a guido is like a little instrument Puerto Ricans use. It's like a scratch. It looks like a hair pick, and it's like this cocoon looking thing. Like you scrape it and makes that kind of noise, and you hear the instrumentals of like saxophones and trumpets and a little bit of drum starts playing. And then my grandfather would come down in a full sailor suit outfit and with a little guido. And he has like a shirt pocket with two maracas. So he'll come down the stairs with his all white sailor suit with a little blue rim sailor hat. Just come down the stairs one by one. And then he'll walk down. He would just do his little dance, walking, whatever. Then he would dance for like a good 3 minutes with my Aunt Hina. And then he'll go behind the bar, and then he'll put the guido away, and then he takes the maracas out and just start playing with the maracas, and then say, anybody want drinks? I'll start pouring now. Let me know what you want. And behind him is a legit full case of just like all the alcohols you could think of. So from like Bacardis to cognacs to whiskeys to bourbons to this to that. My grandfather had it all. He also he had like a little refrigerator there with the wines and champagnes. So he had a full-fledged bar in his basement, and my family would just have the time of their life, and it would be every single weekend. But I just like the main moments I just remembered were just always is my grandfather with a sailor suit, and then my aunt always being the life of the party. Like she would be the first person on the dance floor and the last person to leave the dance floor.
Just you as a influencer, how weird is it? You know, because sometimes you talk to me about it, and you go, it's weird that people excited to talk to me. And I'm like, and I'll be like, no, Rick, you're the fucking man. You know, you're a cool dude. So just talk about this journey, you know, and just the people that you talk to, the people that look up to you when you interact with them.
It's weird. I even to this day I'm not used to it. I just see myself as a brainless idiot who just has fun and just posted it online. So it's like obviously I'll see numbers, you know, I'll see 200, 1,000, 100,000, million, whatever on certain videos, and it doesn't just click with me. Like 100,000 views on one video, that's like a whole stadium. I'll have a stadium of people watching this one video, and and even like me saying it, it's not clicking with me. And then me approaching 100 or close to 150,000 subscribers on this channel, that's a whole stadium. That's a whole stadium of people that click the subscribe button. And again, it doesn't process. And then going to Boston, and when I was hanging out with Matt and Wildcat, and you know, hanging out with Grizzy, Droid, and Pezzy, people approaching me. Oh, you Senpapi? Can I get a picture with you? Oh, you're Senpapi? Can you sign my thing? It's just like, me? I'm just literally a regular ass dude. I'm just a normal human being. I'm not special. I'm a very small person. And it's like, that's how my mentality is. So it's just weird. Like I don't look at numbers. I don't care about the numbers. I just have fun. And it's like, if you have fun with me on this journey, then let's vibe. But it's like, it's always weird seeing people that I guess like knows me because of the content, and it's just like, I can't get used to it. I guess I could just say I'm just humbled.
And the people that you've met, and you know, we spoke to Soup, and you know, and you spoke to Soup individually after I had to leave, and him kind of thanking you, and him saying, you know, you really brought a lot of subscribers to his channel. So how was that moment when he was like, honestly, like, I really just wanted to thank you, and also you going on a Goons podcast? How was that?
Surreal. Like I look up to the guys. You know, I discovered them I think around like 2018-ish, 2019. And I just fell in love with the content. And typically with a lot of groups, like I'm a YouTube veteran. I started watching YouTube's videos back when PewDiePie was one of the smallest channels on YouTube. And Smosh being number one, and what was it? Ray William Johnson being, you know, neck and neck with Smosh. You know, them two were the highest on YouTube. And then getting into these, you know, gamer groups with the creatures, getting in these gamer groups with, you know, a Rooster Teeth, Cow Chop, Misfits, the Derp Squad, all these people who were essentially already known group. Every single one of them will have their own compiler and highlighting moments for them. And then I discovered the Goons through a person that I spoke about and a few videos ago. That is why I did Goons compilations. I explained more details about it there. But I found I found Matt and Grizzy through this one guy, and it's just, I was just hooked from that point on. And it just, I was a viewer. I was just a regular ass viewer, decided to make compilations, and I just expected to just have the typical interactions of how the compilers had with the other groups. You know, the group members, like let's say for the Vanos crew, they would just do reaction videos with the compilations, and that's it. They'll just keep it like that kind of level. They respected what they were doing, they reacted to it, and then call it a day. I didn't see either the Vanos crew or Misfits crew or the Creature crew or Derp Squad crew. I didn't see any of them, you know, reach out to the people making highlights for them to have them part of this or be this or do that. Can you help me with this? Can you help me with that? I don't really see that. And the fact that these guys reach out to me, say, hey, we want you to, we want to do a highlight channel. We want you to manage it. All right, I'm down for it. Oh, it's okay for me to go on your podcast. All right, come on, actually sit down and talk with me. And then, oh, we're missing 2 people from our podcast. I want you to fill in. And then even when, like, I guess the biggest hype of the channel, when I was uploading weekly compilations, Matt hitting me up and say, hey, you got 5 minutes? and then putting me in a room, a Discord room with all 4 of them on, just to say thank you. It's, like I said, it's a dream. It doesn't feel real. I got into a room a year and a half ago with my heroes, and then a year and a half later, they're still chit chatting with me, commenting on my videos, commenting on my tweets. They're still actively talking about me, and reached out to me to be on their podcast. It was phenomenal.
I know how important that was to Rick. I was super happy. You know, I was like, oh, we gotta do something special for you, because it's a big deal. Going from that to, you know, also just staying humble and going from working at Walmart to becoming a full-time YouTuber. That doesn't happen every day for everybody. Were you nervous? Were you scared when you first made that first jump from going from knowing that you're gonna get your 40 hours a week to knowing that you're gonna do this YouTube thing full time, and really having to depend on viewer time, subscribers, stuff like that?
Obviously, the transition, I set it out correctly. I knew the direction I wanted to do with YouTube. I knew there's plethora of ideas. I knew there was plethora of things to do, and I wanted to put my full focus on it, because not only that I wanted to do it, I know the viewers wanted this, you know, badly. And this was the whole YouTube aspect was way after me leaving Walmart because I was fired, and the journey started when I started working at BMW. And I left BMW due to just differences I had with some of the employees, because they treated me very wrong. Then I went to Wawa, and I just made a conscious decision saying that once YouTube, I guess the payment aspect of it, I'm not gonna get into details of it, but once pay from YouTube surpassed my pay from Wawa to a certain extent, once I see like a more of a bigger difference, then that's when I made the initiative to just leave Wawa and just pursue this full time, to put full focus on it. I reached I reached the number that I wanted to reach. I think that the April.
I think we're forgetting one person, and this is probably one of the biggest people that kind of really helped you out. And I'm not gonna remember his name. You're gonna know his name. I believe it's Mr. Kaza or
Ojot.
Yes.
So this took me off guard. So I just stated, April was when I took the big step, went to my boss at Wawa, and just told them I'm done. And one of the main reasons why I said I'm done to Wawa was for the fact that COVID was becoming a bigger thing. So I think the states just hit. This sounds insane though, but I think the country hit 50,000 confirmed cases. This is like the beginning, and CDC and WHO came in and was saying stuff like only 10 customers could be inside the place. You have to make sure only 10. And if any more customers want to come in, tell them to have a line outside or whatever. My boss said, yeah. And he didn't follow the guidelines. The store would have 20, 30 people in. Us being frontline workers, we felt uncomfortable. Because people, like, I worked in a deli area. People were looking over and like looking at every single move I'm doing and just staring and breathing on me, and, you know, coughing. And some people don't know manners, and they'll just cough and walk around and touch stuff, and I didn't feel safe. And he put that concern to our manager. My manager's like, oh, I'll handle it. Didn't even leave the office. We'll call the manager again. Hey, there's 30 people in the store. Can you come outside to form a line? We're backed up on deli. Can you come outside to form the line? Didn't come out, so I quit. That was one of the main reasons why I left Wawa, but I just wanted to make sure I'll be fine with the whole aspect with just the money with YouTube. So that was like, I want to make sure I hit a level. So when I just tell Wawa deuces, it'll give me time to, if I want to look for another job or whatever. Then this mysterious individual comes to my Discord, hits me up, and interrogates me, but in a nice way. I believe he posted a comment saying he wanted me to do a Nogla misspeaking moment, or yeah, Nogla misspeaking compilation. Then I responded back to him saying, I'm not gonna do that because Vanoss Crew already has their guys who do compilations, especially with that specific thing you want me to do. Your favorite compiler does the misspeaking stuff for Nogla. I'm not gonna touch something that it's already been done unless I know I can expand on it, which was what I did with a Smitty and Cross video. But unless I can expand on it bit and know more big than the original, I'm not gonna touch anything that people already done. And he liked the fact that actually that I was always responding to comments. He hops on my Discord when I finally created my first Discord, which is the server I still have to this day. And he DMs me. He's like, "What's your envision?" I told him my envision. What games do you want to play? I told him Metal Gear, Assassin's Creed, Resident Evil, multiplayer, Rainbow Six, XYZ, ABC, 1, 2, 3. And he's like, "Can you do that stuff now?" And I said, "No, because I don't have an Elgato, I don't have a setup, I don't have a mic, I don't have anything yet. I'm doing everything on my phone." So all the compilations y'all saw in the very beginning, even the AMVs y'all saw in the very beginning of this channel, that was from my phone. That wasn't from a laptop, that was from a computer. That was just straight up phone editing movie maker. Then that's when he messaged back and said, "The business email you have on your on your channel, that's your business website, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." "Okay, check it." I go on my email. He sent me $250 for an Amazon gift card, $150 for a Best Buy gift card. He's like, "Start, because I like your vision." He's like, "I'm a very well-off man, and I love to discover people who are smaller than smaller, and they have big dreams, but unfortunately, since they don't have the whole money aspect to do their dreams, I try my best to push those to fulfill what they always wanted to do. And watching your compilations always made me laugh. Seeing how you're very interactive with your viewers and commenters, something I really appreciate, and I want you to start." So he just sent me basically $500 of just gift cards, and I bought myself headphones, I bought myself a mic, I got myself a stand, I got myself an arm, I got the Elgato, and my journey started.
Going from that and just seeing the numbers rise, was it a fast growth? Because getting to 100,000 subscribers, it takes some people 4 or 5 years to do that. You know, some people it takes them 10 years to even reach 100,000 subscribers, and that's over 200 videos. Some people over 300 videos. Just speak on how fast was you getting to 100,000 subscribers?
It was actually it was a big jump. It was honestly a big jump, and except I have to thank Goons, Grizzy, Ash, Tuxie, Smitty, John, all those people. I gotta thank all of them, because I remember when I explained the whole aspect of the video before that you guys saw with why I made content for the why I made compilations for the Goons. I started putting the compilations on public, and then they were only getting like 5 views, 10 views, 13 views, 25 views, and even to me, I was like, "Oh my god, that's amazing! 25 people actually enjoying this." And I remember I dropped down, I uploaded the Smitty and Cryos as basically the same person, and I have video proof, like that compilation, because one person posted a video said Smitty and Cryos is the same person, and that compilation did good, big numbers, but it was only a 4-minute video. I went through all their videos on both their channels and managed to find 24 more minutes to expand on that idea. I uploaded it. First few days went to 36 views. I'm like, "Oh shit, this is getting more views than the other ones I did with with Grizzy, with Soup." This one's at 36 views. Go to bed, wake up, that's 7,000. I'm just like, what is happening? And I'm just like looking, I see all these comments, and I'm replying to every single one of them. "Oh, thank you for enjoying. Thank you for enjoying. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Again, close my phone. Didn't even bother looking at my phone for the day. Next day, 38,000, and it's just started to climb up from that point on. And I think I had like 13 subscribers, and then by the end of that week, once it started blowing up, I ended that week with like 100 subs.
Wow.
And then again, that gave me more drive to start dropping more compilations. And then boom, I started dropping more Swagger Souls, this person, that person, that person, this person, that person. And then little by little, I would make a video saying thank you for 1,000, thank you for 5,000, thank you for 10,000, and it's just started climbing. And then I got the attention of the goons, and the goons were so cool about it. They talked about me on their own videos. But there was like they would joke about one thing, and mid video, oh, Senpappi Rick, F9, clip that, Senpappi Rick, clip that. And because of them talking about it, and I guess like memeing it, I guess their viewership came to me just to meme with me and just hit the subscribe button. And it just went from that point on, and just we went back and forward. I continued making compilations. The viewers I got here, I tried my best to push it towards them. They managed to blow up, which is always wanted to happen. And I made my channel as well it made my channel grow.
One thing people don't know about you is that you're an amazing cook.
Yes, I have a very unused Instagram page called Senpapi Rick. I have a strong passion for food. As you can physically tell, I have a strong passion for food. And again, I come from a line of cooks. My family are not chefs. They don't have Michelin stars. They don't have quote unquote restaurant experience. But my family do make restaurant, like 4 or 5 star restaurant grade food. They get the best, quality of food, from meats to vegetables to fruits to herbs. Grow their own herbs, like their own cilantros, their own sage, their own rosemary. My family do all of that kind of stuff. And it's like I said, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. I took culinary in high school, loved it. My first meal I made for myself when I was before even taking culinary in high school was French toast. I used to love French toast, and you get asked about Uncle Gabi. Uncle Gabi used to want to come over every single weekend just for me to make him French toast. And it's just started going from that point on. I started making breakfast stuff, and I started cooking stuff, pastas, with chicken and rice, and then this and then that, and then it just became a passion. I love it. So I'm a cook, and I would like to explore that one day. Maybe make a branch channel. Maybe something that relates to Embers in the Rock.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it there actually. And what I'm gonna do with that is, so I'm gonna make a tab. We will be back next month. Sometime next month, I would like you guys to DM me questions that you would like me to ask Senpapi Rick. And if I find your question to be good enough, it will be read here on the show on Senpapi's channel. If I don't get to it, don't worry. We're gonna be doing these, a lot, because I really want you guys to really know the person that I know. Damn, maybe since the first week that me and Rick met, we've been like this.
Yeah.
Probably since the first week because me and Rick have the same interests when it comes to anime, when it comes to gaming, when it comes to sticks. And, even though Rick is 12 years younger than me, somehow, some way, we just connect. And it's pretty amazing the way our friendship has grown. So I want you guys to really get to know the person that I know. So any questions you guys have, you can leave it in his Discord. I will copy it down and I will have it for the next show. Or even if you want to leave it in the comment section, and Rick will get it back to me to ask me for the next time that we have this session where we go, who is Senpapi Rick? One thing you guys have to understand in life, everybody grows. So the same person you see now might not be the same person you see 2 months from now.
Mm-hmm.
So growth is everything in life. Rick, do you have any final words to your fans, to your friends, to your family? I don't know what. I don't like the word fan because
Exactly. These people are not fans. These are my family.
They're family. You know, they're not fans. They're family. There's a few times where Rick will go live, and you guys will sit and talk to Rick, and you guys will see that he's just a normal guy.
Yeah.
If you guys go to Boston, don't worry, his security will be there. So just you know, don't go thinking too crazy. All right, Rick. I'm gonna leave you with the final words for everybody that's watching this video. I'd say thank everybody for watching this video, and mainly just for supporting Rick. You know, like I say, I love Rick like a brother, and you guys, you do so much as far as leaving comments and, you know, just watching his stuff. So I just want to say thank you guys for supporting him. Rick, go ahead.
All right, and like we were just saying, thank you all for watching this video. One thing before I do go off and log out and end the video, there's gonna be a part 2 to this. If you enjoyed my brother right here and listening to his questions and listening to essentially what he's been asking me, a reverse is gonna happen. I'm doing a video of finding out who is innocent.
My life is very, very different from Rick's, and it's a lot wilder than Rick's. My life is a lot wilder than Rick's. Still kind of a lot wilder than Rick's, but we'll leave that for the video.
Exactly. So we have a channel, which is right here. This video, obviously it's Friday for you guys, but this Sunday is gonna be on this channel is gonna be a who is innocent. And like I said, my life is tame compared to this man right here. If you want to hear some fuck shit, go on this channel and listen to this fuck shit, because a lot of things can be told.
You know what? How about this? You're gonna have to beat this part out, Rick. You ready for it?
Oh God.
It's gonna be a lot of nigga moments in that. It's gonna be a whole lot. Oh man. So I hope you guys go over and watch, you know, who I am. You know, it's gonna be interesting. You know, I didn't grow up with a perfect life. No, I don't think anybody really did, but you know, just growing up, and it kind of made me who I am. So I hope you guys really enjoy my story, and I hope you guys watch. So head on over to Sticks of Fire on Sunday, and you get to know who's Rick's partner in crime.
Exactly. So you want to know more about my security guard? Link is in the description, and it says Sticks of Fire this Sunday, 3 p.m. EST. Who is innocent? So I hope you guys are ready for that. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Who is Senpapi Rick. And again, like what Anderson just said, if you want to know more things that was missed in this video, leave it in the comment section. I'm also going to do a community post on questions you want to leave for me, and Discord as well.
Yeah, and I will be asking those questions to Mr. Senpapi Rick.
I'm going to ignore them. I'm not going to see them because I want to keep it genuine. I don't want to look at a question and already think of it. So Innocent's going to be looking into that. I'm not going to look at that at all. Yeah,
so I'll be reading all the comments. Any trolls in there, I'm coming for that ass.
Like I said, this is my security guard right here. So don't fuck with him.
Exactly.
On that note, guys, see ya. Love your faces.
Right.
Coming from the next lane.